All right, this third task is pretty straightforward, and we're just going to create the entire table by merging and splitting cells in figure 15.33. And we're going to use some tools there. It's not going to be in front of what you're going to see at the top of Microsoft Word, but you have to use your mouse quite a bit to do that. So let's go ahead and create stuff right here in 15.33, which is in your Excel textbook right here. And we're going to make sure you're going to start by counting how many rows and columns that we have. And we can do so by simply just count right over here with my mouse right here. I'm going to say that this is, that's a very, very huge line thickness, right? We have there. This makes me just undo this. Okay, so we're going to just take a look right here. This is the rows. Sorry, this is the columns. So we have one column, two columns, and three columns. The highlighter doesn't really like me, so anyway, we can look at there are three columns, and then we gotta calculate individually on the rows right here. So rows we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I hope that by this time you know how to calculate rows. Rows are the one that goes down, but it's in a horizontal information, and columns that are stacked like vertically. Okay, so we have 12 rows, and then we have 3 columns. So we're going to head back to Microsoft Word. So I'm still in my Mac. So this was the previous column task that we did in the previous video. So we can just go ahead and create a new document by just Command N, Control N, or you can just click File and click a new blank document. So something like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and just zoom in using my mouse at the bottom right so that we can see things clearly. So right here, I'm just going to go insert because I'm going to create a table based on 3 columns and rows in Microsoft Word. And I can do so by selecting the table itself. Now, if you want to do this visually on the screen, you can go ahead, but you can see that the maximum goes only to 8. And you were like, how am I going to go to 12? I need 12 rows. Don't panic. So right there, if you really don't want to do it this way, you can go straight away and select Insert Table. That's the most effective way. And you remember just now, we have 3 columns we counted, and we have 12. Just manually going to insert that. So 3 columns, 12 rows. And these kind of things, you just make that auto. The exam doesn't really matter whether you need to change any of these. So you just go ahead and select OK. And you have all the columns and rows that you need to. Now, when you see that, Mr. David or Mr. David is not exactly what figure 15.33 actually looks like. So if we just scroll back to right here, you can see some of them are having some information that doesn't really need to, and then we have some information there. So I just want to go ahead and put the section 1 base right at the top, so don't panic. So we have section 1, and then if I want to put this side by side, let me just put this side by side over in the top so that in this video you can see what we see as well. So right here, I'm just going to zoom in and see, and then we're going to type in the first information there. So we have first base, and then we have week 1, and then second row we have week 2. But there's nothing over there in section 1, so we're just going to leave that there for now. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so that you can see what information is there. So right here, 2 multiplied by 3 dash minute run. Right, we just type in information that we all need, and I have to make sure that this video is recorded fully the entire process so that you are able to see how I do this. But if you think you already know what to do with this, you can go ahead and just skip the video as you need. So I'm going to type in information individually. So here is 2x minute run. I type in information right there, and then here I'm just going to make sure it's 3x 15 dash minute rowing. So I'm going to stop there because this is like the first section that's all done. And you were like, Mr. David, but here at week 2, you put in the information incorrectly. Yes, you're correct. I put this incorrectly. Usually it should be over where 2-40 minute run right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and just cut this. Command X, or maybe just right click if you need to visualize this. Right click, cut this, and I put this over here. So week 1, week 2. So what I'm going to do right now to make sure that I look exactly the same right there, I can just go ahead and just highlight the 4 rows that I need to. And then once it's highlighted, all I need to do is just right click, and then should be able to be the same with Windows as well. You'll be able to see Merge Cell. So when you select Merge Cells, you can see that these 4 rows has been merged together. And I'm going to do that to the same to week 1 as well. And week 1 is now being merged. And then here I can merge week 1 and week 2. So it looks pretty the same like what we see, but we need to make sure we apply a little bit of shading color. So at the top, you can just, select that, put in some shadings that you want to. I probably want to go to a little bit of a light gray. So we have a little bit of distinguished color between this first section. Oh, Mr. David, I don't want to do the merging all the time. I want to copy and paste things so that we can make things much more faster and efficient. Yes, you can. So let's say you want to do section 2 and section 3. You can go ahead and just, select the entire information that you have right here. And then you can just go ahead and just select and copy and paste the entire information so that you don't have to type the whole thing all over again, at least for some. So right here, we're going to go ahead and just type in section 2 endurance. And then here we can just change week 1 to week 3, and week 2 to week 4. And we can change some of the information right here so we don't have to change the entire thing. So week 3 was 3x 45. Minute runs stay the same. This is 4 10-minute rowing, and then this is 3 15-minute run, and this is 4 20-minute rowing. All right, you can see a copy and pasting doesn't require us to do everything again. At least we just need to change a few sentences or a few characters. And what we're going to do is just now, we can just simply manually just select the rows, and then we select merge cells, and then section 2 will be merged, and then week 3 is required to be merged as well. And then we have all the information as shown at figure 15.33. And this is going to be the same for section 3. I'm just going to paste in the information that I have so that I don't have to type everything. So I have section 3, and I have taper placed right there. And then I have week 5, week 6, then some of the information I change it manually again, and then at least I don't have to type the whole thing. But right now we have some information. We change that from 2:30, and then I have 2:10-minute run. All right, so the very last step that we need to do. So what we're going to do in the last section, of course, you guessed it right, make sure you manually merge them all together, and then you have them placed right there. Like merge it, and voila. Don't forget to put in the last heading shading at the top, where you get this shading bucket 2 at the top, and then it looks like this. Exactly the same, not exactly the same, but at least we know how to use the merge cell using the 3 columns or the insert tools, or the insert tool for columns and rows when we insert table. I hope this video helps and at least get your brain practical moving and know how to use the tools by yourself. I hope this video helps. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.